Welcome back, everybody. Star Wars Celebration is giving us so much news, and it's all fantastic. I just really hope that it all works out and is amazing because there's a lot of potential. But let's discuss my thoughts on everything and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's get into it. First up, there's 3 new movies that were announced. We have the new Jedi Order movie, we have the New Republic movie, and of course we have the Dawn of the Jedi movie. Now, the new Jedi Order movie is set 15 years after the rise of Skywalker, with Rey establishing a new Jedi Order. Now, I don't really know what the threat could be at this point. We could see some sort of, Yuzong Vong invasion of the galaxy. We could see some attack by some Sith warriors of sorts. I'm not really sure. I just hope that Rey gets a chance to shine because the story they gave her was all over the place in the sequel trilogy, and I think there's a lot of potential with her. So let's hope that it works out. As for the New Republic movie, directed by Dave Filoni, it's got me really excited. Now, a lot of people are speculating on whether it'll be kind of like Heir to the Empire. That's based on the fact that it's going to be a culmination of all the Mandoverse TV shows like The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, Book of Boba Fett. All those are going to kind of culminate in this movie. So I think that's pretty fantastic and kind of a good way to cap off all those stories. And really, Thrawn is kind of like a big character, a big villain that you could use him in that sort of way, as kind of like someone that they all have to band against. What will also be cool is that it'll probably show us the New Republic and the Mandalorians kind of fighting against Thrawn and his Imperial remnant. And I think with them defeating him, because I mean they kind of have to, with them defeating Thrawn, that'll kind of put them in a state of complacency and will allow it for it to make sense that the First Order was able to rise up. I see this kind of fixing the mistakes of the sequel trilogy, and it could, fill in the gaps there. But regardless, it sounds like an awesome movie, and I'm excited to hear more information on it. The Dawn of the Jedi movie has a lot of potential, and I know I've been saying that about all the movies. That's frankly just because I have a lot of expectations, and I have a lot of hopes for these movies because we haven't had a Star Wars movie in a long time. Now, I think seeing the start of the Star Wars universe with the beginning Jedi Order on Tython would be fantastic. Even seeing the Rakatan Infinite Empire, which we know exists because of the mention of it in Andor, will be really cool. And I could totally see them having some big conflict with that empire. And it'll probably sprout the beginnings of the Jedi Order and the Sith Order, and kind of just the Sith following. Along the lines with the light side and dark side users in the Dawn of the Jedi movie, I think it could also be cool if they explain Mortis a little bit. Maybe that has some way of working with the Dawn of the Jedi. I'm not sure how, but it would be interesting to see the father, son, and daughter. Kind of a wild thought, but I think it would be really cool to see them kind of involved in that beginning of the Jedi Order. As for the TV shows, we have Ahsoka releasing in August of this year. We have Lars Mikkelsen confirmed as Thrawn, which makes everybody excited, considering he was in fact the voice of Thrawn in the animated TV series Rebels. Skeleton Crew did get a teaser trailer shown at Celebration, a list of directors, and the announcement that Jude Law will be playing a Jedi character of some sorts. Now, Skeleton Crew, I mean, it seems interesting. Goonies in space, or kind of like a Stranger Things in space. I think it has potential, and I think it'll be really different compared to a lot of the other shows. But whether or not it works is, I guess we'll have to find out. The Acolyte releases sometime 2024, and it's described as Frozen meets Kill Bill, and I know a lot of people are really confused at what that means. Frankly, I have no idea. I really don't know, but whatever. I think a big part of the Acolyte will be martial arts and some dope lightsaber fighting. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential with the Acolyte. It's also very different. And I know I said that about Skeleton Crew, but I think the Acolyte will truly be something unique and different because it's telling a story from the perspective of the bad guys, the Sith. I think that's really cool. And it will also kind of show the way in which the Jedi fell into complacency and kind of their, arrogance and ineptitude. So Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Andor Season 2 is set for August 2024, most likely. And of course, this TV show has an end in that of Rogue One. So we're going to be watching what happens with Andor as he works with the Rebel Alliance, maybe doing some cool spy missions, all leading up to Rogue One and that beginning mission that we find him on, where he learns of the Death Star, basically. Another awesome announcement was Tales of the Jedi Season 2. We don't really know what characters it'll be following, but it'll probably be 2 different Jedi. I personally would love to see Qui-Gon Jinn. He's kind of a fan favorite character, and I think that could make sense considering we saw Count Dooku's story. We could see kind of like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan working together. I think there's a lot of potential there. I also think it would be cool to see someone like Quinlan Vos. There's just so many stories that we could tell through this format, and that just makes me really excited. Finally, I will mention the timeline and kind of like the eras that they announced for the Star Wars universe is awesome. Like, it's really cool that they're trying to organize that and make it all make sense. We have the beginnings, which is the Dawn of the Jedi era, the Old Republic, the High Republic, Fall of the Jedi, Reign of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, the New Republic, Rise of the First Order, and New Jedi Order. Now, what's got me most excited is the Old Republic, because we could be seeing characters like Darth Revan, Darth Malak, Darth Malgus, all these crazy characters, and I think it would be really cool for them to end the Old Republic era with Darth Bane kind of ending the Sith and starting a new Sith Order, that rule of 2 that he creates. And the Darth Bane trilogy, the books, man, they're fantastic, and I highly recommend you guys read them, especially considering we could be getting some Old Republic content in the near future. That's really all my thoughts on the Celebration news. There was a lot that happened, and there's a lot of news still coming out. I will say that all of this has me really excited. I love to see that there's some movies. I know there's some skepticism considering that it seems like movies get canceled left and right. I will say with these movies, it makes more sense than like a Rogue Squadron, although I would have loved to see Rogue Squadron. These movies are telling stories from different eras, and that has a lot of possibilities. We can see, the future. We could see the Mando era. We could see the beginning of the Jedi, and we could start getting some Old Republic movies or TV shows. We could get some High Republic movies. It's just, there's so much potential, and it's cool to see that they're actually getting a plan and getting stuff in action. And I love the fact that Dave Filoni finally has a chance to make a Star Wars movie, because I really consider him to have a great vision of what Star Wars should be. But I want you guys to let me know what you think of all of this. I hope it all made sense. I know there's plenty of articles you can read, so thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next video. May the Force be with you.